Hello, there you are. Good morning. It is episode 202. 202, can you believe it? It is Monday morning, and I know I say this all the time on a Monday morning, but I do want you to attack you know what? The days you attack, I know this from personal experience. The days you attack is the days you win. The days you don't attack, you're not aggressive with, you do not win, my friends. So what I want you to do right now is start attacking the day. Start mapping out how you are going to win this day and what you are going to do. Now, having said that, that is not what I want to talk about. What? That is not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is something that I heard on Eddie Milet's podcast. Now, other people might know him as Ed, but I've heard that his friends call him Eddie. And so I'm going to call him Eddie because I listen to him that much. I believe he's a friend of mine, even though I've never met him. If you do know him, please hit me up. I'd love to chat to him. I'd love to get him on this podcast. He is an absolute genius. He's got a podcast called The Ed Mylett Show, I believe it is. Just find Ed Mylett. He's one of the best, most intelligent people I know. And he's a beast. He's stacked. He really is stacked. Right. What did Ed Mylett say? Well, I've got to be honest, it really, really helped me. Because when you make decisions, there's a right way to go and there's a wrong way to go. And sometimes you don't know what's right. And I'm sure you're exactly the same. You don't know which way to go. And Ed Mylett broke it down for his son. His son was in the car. He was going to university or college or whatever they call it in America. And he said, son, all you've got to do, and that was my American accent, by the way. That was my American accent. That's as good as it's going to get. And he said, son, that's normal accent. It's not American. Right? He said, son, now I forgot what I was going to say. Brilliant. He said, right, I'm reading it down. Remember who you are. You've got two things to do when you make a decision. Number one, remember who you are. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Remember who you are. And is it congruent with your identity? Your identity. And what you stand for. Just listen to that again. The two things you have to remember. I'm making sure I'm getting it right. Remember who you are as a man or a woman, your identity. And then remember what you stand for. I promise you, I absolutely guarantee you, do you know what? If you think about these two things when making decisions, you will cut out all the crappy decisions that you make, all the mistakes that you make, you will cut them all out because number one, you got to think about your identity. And number two, what you stand for. That is so good. So for me, I'm a family man. My family has to come first. So it's very simple. Every decision that I make now, I'm thinking, okay, what's my identity? And I know my identity now. I understand my identity. And what do I stand for? I know it now. And so when I make a decision, every single decision I make is going to be based around my identity and what I stand for. And that was just incredible that Ed Mylett said that. He said, you're going to make, to his son, he said, you're going to make good and bad decisions. And I can't wait to share this with my sons as well, because there's so many things that can take you down the wrong path. So many decisions that take it. For example, I'm scared to death of drugs. I've never done cocaine or anything like that. I'm not interested. You know what? I'm bad enough on drink, beer, alcohol. I'm happy as Larry on that. I don't need anything else. But I know that now when you go around the pubs and stuff, there is a heck of a lot of people taking drugs. And that scares me to death because I've got a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. And I know some of my friends have done it loads of times on night out, but it's not interested in me because I knew who I was. I knew that I didn't want to take it. And now it worries me about my sons. That's always on my mind. And so I want to make sure that I invest in them. I invest this notion in them, knowing who you are and knowing your identity and what you stand for. I think that is so, so critically important. And if they know their identity, if they know what they stand for, I'm sure they will make the good decisions based upon that. And I feel like it's my job, your job as parents, to educate our sons, our daughters, to make sure that they make the correct decisions at the correct time for them. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure they're going to make mistakes. And that's part of growing up, that's part of life. And again, this isn't just about parenting and the kids' decisions. This is about my decisions and your decisions. And I think them two things are so, so helpful. Remember your identity and what you stand for. Simple as that, your identity and what you stand for. Who you are as a man or a woman, your identity. And number two, what you stand for. I think it's incredible. And you know what? If your decisions are consistent with that, then you'll make the right decision more often than not. And I think that is beautiful. As soon as Ed Mylett said it, I was in the car, I was like, pulled over. Or actually, I pulled over very nicely. I did my mirror signal maneuver. And then I pulled over, wrote it in my notes, and I thought, wow, Can't wait to share it with you guys. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Tomorrow, we're talking about Lego heads. Yes, Lego heads. What? It's from John Borland. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, this is good. This is good. I did the mirror signal mover again. Anyway, we'll speak tomorrow. All right, my friends, have a wonderful day. Attack the day, attack the week. And I promise you, it will feel much better than if you don't. See you soon, my friends. Bye-bye.